Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, creator of the College of the Dead comic book series and publisher of more than 1,000 comic books over the years. It has been a lot of comic books, and I put them out. And hey, today though we're talking about the new Rambo movie because Rotten Tomatoes critics are really trying to blast and destroy Rambo. Tell me what you think. Critics are saying that Rambo Last Blood is cruel and ugly, and it's a showcase of xenophobic carnage. Now, I mean, it's Rambo. Like, what were you expecting him to do? Fall in love with his neighbor and become a different man? I mean, this is what Rambo does. He goes nuts because he's been fighting for America, and he shoots a lot of people, and usually he's shooting bad people. So they're villains. You've got to make them villains. Otherwise, if you have him, you tell me. But to me, you want Rambo to kill people that are clearly villains. A really bad drug trafficker, a really bad human trafficker. Doctor Evil. You want him to be killing people that are unambiguously evil, almost cartoon characters, because this is not, you don't want him being a ridiculous vigilante, just going after people who maybe they had a bad life experience and okay, they did one or two things wrong, and they did a year in jail or something, and now Rambo is going to come murder them in the street. No, you want him to clearly. You have to identify. You tell me, but you have to identify bad people who are obviously bad, irredeemable characters, cartoon characters almost, and then you have him hunting them down. All right, but Rotten Tomatoes is really going to town on this one. Their critics are claiming, okay, they're slamming the film not for its story, not for its plot or characterizations, but because of the political nature of it. So I guess it's supporting the political nature of things that the critics don't like. Let's put it that way. It's got a 39% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and let's see what they're saying. The Guardian's review of it is saying this massively enlarged prostate of a film can only make you wince with its badly acted geronto ultraviolence. Never heard of the term geronto, but hey, you learn something new every day, right? It's Trumpian. I don't know what Trumpian is supposed to mean. Fantasies of Mexican rapists and hilariously insecure border, and its crass enthusiasm for rape revenge attacks undertaken by a still got it. Yeah, he's an old man, so yeah, he's sort of still got it. I mean, look what shape the guy is in. You're gonna criticize him for that? Okay. Anyway, senior dude, 73 years young, on behalf of a sweet teenager. Okay. The Rap writes, but Gabriella drives over anyway, at which point she falls prey to a Trumpian array of bad hombres, including a pair of central casting cartel sex slavers, which, as I said, you exactly would want. You need one-dimensional evil characters if you're going to kill them by vigilante. Otherwise, he's killing people who don't deserve it. And you got to show that these are bad people. There are a lot of horrible people out there. These are caricatures of those horrible people. There are other amazing reviews here, and I'm going to include the link to this description. This article is in Bounding into Comics, which covers a lot of interesting pop culture and obviously comics projects and social commentary about them. But let's just do one or two more of these. Eric Conan, IndieWire, says Rambo has long been a symbol of imperialistic rage, and Last Blood is no exception, which should mean if you like Rambo, the series, and many people do, because this is another brand new movie of a movie that started as a franchise very successfully in the 1980s. But okay, transplanting the action to Arizona provides the natural setting for a border drama, okay, that there are obviously issues at the border, so why not? That plays into Trump era fear-mongering, right down to his ominous shot of a border wall as Rambo heads south in search of justice. I mean, well, I don't know. Obviously, you have to have props. You have to have a setting for a story. I don't know what these people were expecting when they went to go see Rambo. But thank goodness they could give their non-political opinions of it, right? And Andrew Biddle at Little White Lies implies the film is racist by saying, this time he heads across the controversially soon-to-be walled border where he must confront some vicious Mexicans, America's other du jour. Meaning of the day. Not that Rambo himself is racist, actually. Okay, and then of course he laments the patriarchy that built the country that he's writing his article in. In a sense, he's right back where he started in the original First Blood, which makes sense. Aimlessly wandering the country and inevitably headed into yet more trouble. Well, he's a soldier. That's what he does. America's patriarchal history could do with becoming more feminine. Okay, well, we'll just go ahead and take your advice there, Anton. I'm sure you know what you're talking about. You go ahead and build a culture, and we'll go live in it. But with these criticisms, it actually just sounds like it's a great Rambo movie. So let me know, do you plan on going to see Rambo now? Because this only makes me want to see it more. And speaking of seeing more things, check out my College of the Dead comic book series.
Hey, how you doing? College of the Dead is my 140-page zombie apocalypse comic book. It's black and white. It's completely done. The first printing ships October 31st, 2019. Make sure you get a chance to get a copy of this. It's on Indiegogo. It was successfully fully funded. All the money was raised for it. It's going to be shipping in October, and that will be the first printing. We'll have a few copies of that beyond what people pre-ordered, but not a heck of a lot. So go ahead and make sure you get a copy of this. And you can see the link in the description below. You can also go to collegeofthedead.com. It will take you to where it's currently available. And I'll tell you what, this is a phenomenal comic book. You can see the cover of book 2 right here. We're working on that right now to finish it for January 2020. And these are the interiors of College of the Dead book 1. All done by the same artist, Javier Aranda. He's a phenomenal artist. And go ahead and check this out. I know you're going to love this comic book.